श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम। 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 जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम ओम।
श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम।
राम ओम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 श्री राम जय राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय नानी फिर राम apa kau yang tahu? Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय 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 राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम
जय जय
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय 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 राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय
Today evening, 5:45.
Prasad you take after satsang. Okay? Please come with me. I'll give.
श्री राम जय जय श्री राम जय
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Day before yesterday, one of our friends had sent an email. He was also making a mention. Since you mentioned in your satsang dated 29th, maintain humility and non-assertive attitude when interacting with men and matters. But how to behave this way when the person I am interacting with on important issues is behaving in an assertive and proud way, showing no empathy with my perspective. Swamiji, four-legged creatures don't behave this way. Unlike other fields of knowledge, spiritual knowledge is not something which gives us which answers everything directly to our questions. Because whenever we get any directive from others, it might help us only to some extent. So everything has to come from one's own. However, these are all certain common subjects. So based upon our experience, we will share some thoughts. But let us not take that this is the answer. When somebody asserts that point on which he is 100% convinced, whereas we are not convinced, and we feel that this should be done in this way, there are two options. We can tell them, we differ with you. It is difficult for me to accept it. Bas. And if you have to change, God will bring out circumstances where you will change your stand, or you will change. For some reasons, God is making him to assert. For some reasons, God is making me to assert in ours also. When he is not giving us the inner prompting to go along with what we hear, we don't entertain any malice, any prejudice, any biased views. We try to hear if there is anything to improve our stand, not with the feeling that they should accept. Because God has prompted him in his own way. Everything is happening only by his will. That as a spiritual aspirant, we are always conscious of that. But at the same time, he is giving us strong. When we go through In Quest of God, you will find that. So the biographical sketches of masters will confirm to us that while holding on to our viewpoint, what he prompts us from within, we don't belittle or negate or say it is, we pass judgment on what others do or say. Even in a place like ashram, it will happen. When we are on such things, somebody will come and say. We patiently hear. Whatever is to be done, we do it. We try to think also why we have been prompted to do like that. So is there anything to be improved? Suddenly certain things, you might not have known that aspect at all. So when somebody points out, with an unconditional mind, we ponder over it. If there is anything worthwhile, we will take it. That means non-biased attitude. Again, we repeat, all these things will get evolved, not because somebody said we will try to do that. No. This will all get evolved. If we are a spiritual aspirant, mysteriously we will find certain trying moments he will make us, and he will make us to handle it. Initially, it may not satisfy ourselves or others, but later on it will satisfy us and others. That's what we said. Unlike other subjects here, we cannot be fully guided by the opinions or of others, because each one is acting in a unique way because he is there behind that uniqueness. And conflicts will come naturally. The world has been, never at any point of time you will find it is all going in unison with everything. No. Because even everyone is unique, not in one mold. That aspect, suppose we keep on hammering. Each one's taste, temperament, inclination, aptitude, preferences, priorities, attachments, cravings, ambitions, all these things differ. Out of these, a few may be common to all of us. So while going ahead with the battle of life, we try to, as spiritual aspirant, again we mentioned, an outsider we will not blame. Because he is guided by his mind and intellect, experience, everything, his wisdom, his knowledge. We will not say. Or a spiritual aspirant, we try to bring in this dimension that it is he who is behind it. He may have his own reasons. So I try to plumb him. Anyway, he is also making me to hold on to this. Okay, it's all right. So this is how we approach each and every issue. And this you can get when you go through the biographical sketches of masters. Outwardly, we may find they are holding on to that. But inwardly, at the same time, no malice, no biased vision, no prejudice, no preconceived notions, no prejudgment. And we cannot ask why. There is no why and whereof. Another person has written, is there a difference between seeing with awareness and seeing consciously? Yes, there is difference. When we are looking at something consciously, the mind is not going anywhere else. With awareness, with the awareness that the awareness is seeing, then it can't be explained. One example, somebody said, very, very beautiful, worth thinking. We place it before you. Because no answer, direct answer. One has to experiment. Early morning, you go for a walk. Alone. You come across a tree. You have chosen a place where there are no trees as such, but you happen to see one tree. You stop, look at the tree. Consciously looking. And there will be an awareness welling up that I am looking at a tree. Tree is a word given to that object by somebody, label. So before the label, that was there, When there is no language, how can there be a label? But that object may be there. What is it called? So we look at it and then slowly remove the label. What happens? Eckhart Tolle, a great thinker, he has written The me and mine, the looker, the me and mine quits. And then consciousness is looking at its creation. That is the nearest explanation he could give. So the labeling, that means we may not be distinguishing, because the labeling plays an important role when we look at it. So this is a food for thought. Each one has to try and get the meaning. We look at on the same basis we look at the stool now. Internally look. What are you looking? I'm looking at this tool. But you know very well, the language came only later. This is not man-made, so probably after language, anything that is not man-made, easy for us to remember. The one which you name it as apple, for example. It is not man-made. So prior to the label, prior to the language, what was that? This might give us some idea about the questions that we have raised now. Consciousness, awareness. One has to go, and because then it doesn't become, nothing is objectified. The label, in a way we used to feel, the label is distancing us from the creation. Because immediately the label comes in our mind. A person is coming. All our attributes of him, it comes. Then we suddenly understand, when there was no, the language was not there first, the language came later. So how can we label then? But the object was there. So these are all some of the things on which a deeper study will be encouraged in us, especially in a place like this where we are not disturbed much. Whether it will help in our spiritual progress, that also each one. Why this question comes, there must be a purpose. So we try to find out from him, why are you making me to think about it? Why don't you make me realize your presence? Ultimately, we all nowadays feel that initially all these questions will come and ask us, there must be some intellectual thrill also in getting the answer. But then in what way it's going to help us in making us feel that he is within us now? Now and here, now and here. It is for that purpose we are chanting his name. So nowadays we used to think that instead of going through all these things, let us try to concentrate upon building up the needed mindset while chanting the name. So that ultimately we have intellectually understood that he is with us, he has been with us. To make it a reality, we are doing so many exercises. Every spiritual institution is trying to contribute towards this. Every master has plumbed deep and then he has prescribed a method which he got it tested. Similarly, here it is, and for your information, that today we prepared that board,
Yes, Swamiji.
For example, there is a plan for Namotsava in Tiruvannamalai. So in that Namotsava, because that is the main mainstay of this ashram. But if we don't have the right, can I see that? No.
You can see, Swamiji. This is anti-glare. You can see it.
So we were prompted to have this Namotsava. Now we are all chanting, we join it, there is some benefit in it. But at the same time, has it helped us to know His presence within? The crux. And he means He stands for fullness, contentment.
I'll get the mouse also.
Enough.
Yeah, mouse.
So we will just read.
Ram, Ram.
Why I can't go in this?
You can go like that also.
That is
But
enough.
mouse is
That
also.
is. So in this, many people have enlisted participation. They are 150 or something, plus somebody from the local will also be there. So the Sankalpa came that we will have 35 boats. So that during the off hours of their Namosava, there will be about 14 sessions every day. 7 hours, half an hour, half an hour gents, half an hour ladies. And before that, it will not be straight away, the Nama will not start straight away. 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Something about Nama chanting. Why are we chanting? With 1 or 2 examples. That will be played. With that background, we will start Nama. And before the session stops, 5 minutes before, every participant will be requested to think whether they were able to remember this dimension while chanting. All these things will help us to develop the proper mental attitude. Whether the mind is going out or on the theme discussed. One at a time, no? We are trying to develop that one at a time. That is the bedrock of our success. Anything that we do, outward, inward, the faculty should be pointed, focused. If it goes here and there, efficiency will not be there. So what is aimed at is one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. So the 25 minutes Ramnam chanting is going on. That will go on definitely. People will be enjoying. At least out of these 5 minutes or 10 minutes, are we in a position to dwell upon the topic which has been placed. That will also be there. And every now and then when they are free, they will also see the boards. We will just go through the contents. Today morning, we finalize it. There will be a first board. Namotsava is an invitation to chant the divine name with the right inner attitude. It helps ensure that chanting does not unknowingly slip into mechanical exercise. With this in view, 33 boards have been displayed. By assimilating the theme contained in the board, the mind will naturally absorb the spirit, enabling us to remember Him more and more in all situations. Now, as soon as we have found that from our experience, as soon as the Nama session is over, many of us are unable to hold on to that Nama. It may have its subtle effect on us, no doubt. But on the grosser level, we don't feel. So it should be. So how to do that? That is how all these things came. For true chanting is nothing but living in His remembrance. True chanting is nothing but living in His remembrance. Second board. In family, profession, and society, differences can lead to conflict. Focusing on the common factor Ram through chanting his name helps us identify what unites us, fostering harmony. Oh, this is the purpose for which I am chanting, for half an hour. Sorry, one board gives this. There is one common denominator in all of us. Here, Papa says, universal love and service based upon the vision of divinity in everybody. That is the common factor. At the moment, we may not be fully aware of this while chanting. So, in family, profession, and society, these are the three tiers by which we express family life, professional life, social life. Differences can lead to conflict. Focusing on the common factor Ram through chanting his name helps us identify what unites us, fostering harmony.
ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ ஒரு உப்பு 4 உப்பு வேண்டியிருக்கு அதுக்கு நான் போயிட்டு
Next board. Each of us is unique and our thoughts, words, and actions naturally differ. Keeping in mind the one source behind our diversity and chanting his name with this perspective helps us realize the importance of living in harmony while preserving our uniqueness. Each of us is unique and our thoughts, words, and actions naturally differ. Keeping in mind the one source behind all diversity. In me, there are so many organs, diverse. Each one is handling independently. What the eye does, the ear does not do. What the ear does, the tongue does not do. What the tongue does, the nose does not do. Like that, each one, what the kidney does, what the pancreas do, like that, no? Small intestine, big intestines, liver, brain. There are so many independently functioning, but they are coordinating each other. There is one identifying a common denominator called the me flowing through all. That is where the coordination comes. So similarly, each of us is unique, and our thoughts, words, and actions naturally differ. Keeping in mind the one source behind our diversity, and chanting his name with this perspective. So when I do Ram Nam, in me and in him and in everything, he is there, he is there. So if I try to develop this, realize the importance of living in harmony while preserving our uniqueness. You don't become zero. He has made you to become so and so. Next board. Single focused attention, doing one action at a time, leads to success in every field. Nama chanting practice with this focus nurtures and guides us towards excellence. Next, the mind is often crowded with the desires, and unfulfilled desires bring about stress and dissatisfaction. Chanting God's name with the knowledge that everything happens by His will and for our ultimate good leads to acceptance of all situations. We often take credit for our discoveries, inventions, innovations. Yet reflection flows that everything, including the inspiration, comes from Him. in the form of life force, no? In the form of intelligence. Nama chanting with this perspective helps us pass on the credit to him. The loss of a loved one can be shattering, yet death is inevitable in the play of life. Nama chanting with this awareness softens the blow. In family, profession, and friendship, we take up many roles as ordained by him and face pleasant and painful experiences. Nama chanting with this background may help us remain inwardly unaffected while performing these roles. To avoid being swayed by life's ups and downs, we try to realize the truth that He is behind all persons, objects, and situations. Nama chanting with this knowledge helps in remaining balanced. We don't bring anything when we come to this world, nor do we take anything when we leave it. Hence, whatever we possess now has been provided by Him and remain with us only till He decides. Nama chanting with this in mind frees us from possessiveness. As He has created each person unique, naturally sadhana differs from person to person. Chanting His name with this knowledge helps us appreciate each one's unique approach. So even in spirituality, we seemingly differ, your guru, my guru, this approach, that approach. All those things will get clear. As He has created each person unique, naturally sadhana differs from person to person. Chanting His name with this knowledge helps us appreciate each one's unique approach. In prayer, a heart without words is more meaningful than words without a heart. Chanting God's name with a prayerful mood connects the heart with the words. True seva expresses itself through compassionate thoughts, comforting words, helpful actions. Manu seva is Madhava seva. Nama chanting with this background helps us develop this attitude. Everything is provided to us through Mother Nature and society, His creation. So our life should be a payback to Him. Keeping this in mind, when Nama is chanted, the circle of love expands. Meditation is possible only through deep focus. Focused Nama chanting helps to arrest scattered thoughts into a single stream, which leads to stillness. Praying and appealing helps our efforts to make the mind still, resulting in witness consciousness. Nama chanting with the above in mind helps to move towards the goal. During the early hours of the morning, when we sit with an intense prayer to remember Him, guidance will come mysteriously. That intense, that is. Nama chanting with a prayerful mood deepens this practice. Let us pray to remember the Creator in every action and see Him in all beings, being aware that we are chanting the name of the Creator takes us forward. Being aware that we are chanting the name of the Creator, not somebody else, my Creator. The pinnacle of spiritual life is all embracing love. Chanting the name with the feeling that it stands for the common denominator of all creation nurtures this flowering. To get over judging others and asserting our views, which disturbs the peace of mind, remembering that He is there equally in all, will gradually direct us. Nama chanting undertaken with this mindset helps. A life rooted in our efforts to remember the divine through chanting God's name naturally blossoms into goodwill towards all and freedom from malice, enabling us to respond without anger and abide in peace. A life rooted in our efforts to remember the divine through chanting God's name naturally blossoms into goodwill towards all and freedom from malice, enabling us to respond without anger and abide in peace. To bring harmony at home, workplace, and with friends, it is essential to constantly reiterate that it is He who is making us think, talk, and do. Nama chanting with this mindset reminds us of His presence in and around us. Mahatmas want us to remember Him through loving all and serving all as His manifestation. Nama chanting with this aim will hasten the process. Performing actions with a touch of love, perfection, dedication, and gratitude enables us to have a fulfilled life. Performing actions with a touch of love, perfection, dedication, gratitude enables us to have a fulfilled life. Nama chanting with this bhavana gives a boost to this sadhana. Contentment in and acceptance of all situations in life fosters spiritual growth. Nama chanting with this background makes it a reality. A purely contemplative life is not sufficient. We must also serve our fellow beings in a spirit of selflessness. Nama chanting with this intent supports integration of contemplation and service. Our sadhana should help us relinquish the sense of ownership and endeavor to realize that He is the real owner. Chanting His name while keeping this in mind supports this inner shift. Nothing is ours, everything has come from Him through His creation. Chanting with this aim releases us from the bondage of me and mine. The constant urge to bring out creativity owes its origin to Him. Nama chanting with this awareness kindles humility. One power works throughout the universe. Nama chanting with this understanding enables us to recognize this power, thus freeing us from the ego sense. True peace and liberation arise from contributing to the happiness of all. Chanting God's name with this awareness naturally flows into selfless action. Creativity and humaneness are divine gifts within us. essential for personal well-being and collective harmony. Chanting God's name with this awareness expands our love circle. A true lover of God is a lover of humanity. Chanting his name with this background results loving all and serving all based upon the vision of divinity. Because a true lover of God is a true lover of humanity. To possess a heart full of love and live a life that is selfless, free, and cheerful is the goal of all lives. Chanting the holy name with the above ideal gently leads us towards this way of living. So now through this, Papa is prompting us to touch some of the acts, some of that which is going on in our daily life. So daily life has to be linked with our sadhana. Both should go hand in hand. Probably for some of us, when we do the sadhana of chanting or contemplating, it may look, it is disconnected with the common routine of our life. So Papa Mataji wanted us to eke out the maximum benefit of this chanting so that the quality of life outside also, not merely inside, improves. So out of these 33 boards, you will find, excepting one or two, all other things deal with our dealings with the world outside. So when we keep on remembering this, repeatedly hammering this into our brain while chanting the name, then we don't have to remember anything. The chanting itself, we come to realize the chanting encompasses every activity of my life. The chanting tries to improve the quality of everything at every field. Then we don't need any of these boards. We slowly realize that with this attitude, if I chant, with this attitude, if I chant, with this attitude, if I chant, I'll be able to move towards this. So it does not get compartmentalized. Chanting session, non-chanting session. So during the chanting also we give some. Every half an hour we said, there will be some point. 28 points are there for 28 sessions with an example drawn from daily life, not a tall talk. All verifiable, understandable examples. So that we connect that half an hour session with the daily life. Because after the session, we are all coming out as individuals only. So now, for the first and foremost thing is I must be able to connect it, my sadhana and my daily life. So many of the questions that come up now in the interactive sessions, we will find now that all these things we will try to get a meaning when we hold on to the name with that perspective. Because this name represents He, who is now making us to talk, who is making you to hear, who is making you to feel that you are hearing. This truth we have somehow, unknowingly, it is not entering into us when we think, talk and do. So Nama chanting, that is a Papa scaled the heights without anything, He was not retiring from he does not ask anybody to retire from any field of activities, but to bring in this dimension. He is with us, he has been with us. He is with us, he has been with us. And he is not an entity, he is a power. He has also come in different forms to guide us, to lead us, to show us the path. So today we were prompted to share this with you because in the session now, when the questions come, if all of us have this basic background, probably we might know the answer to some extent. There must be a purpose behind this question. There must be a purpose behind this problem. There must be a purpose behind this point. Then I start going deep within and we share with others, those who have been able to get it through their master. They may share. It adds to our understanding. It will help us in our spiritual journey. Spiritual journey is not something, different from the life we live. Spiritual journey only broadens our vision. Spiritual journey only, we become the benefactor of everybody, Okay. Now it is centered on me and mine, but now every thought, every word, every deed that emerges from me, it should be beneficial to others. This will be there in our mind. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rata. So to make Ramnam chanting more and more effective, that is why last year we made an attempt here in December end, 5 days. But we did it with some idea. Then out of that experience evolved this a little more clearer. And this will give us, and Papa willing, we may have this in May 15, 16, 17 or something like that, coinciding with the 95th anniversary of this ashram. We don't celebrate, no celebration here. But as sadhaka, to intensify, we are grateful for this ashram. This ashram has provided so many such thoughts to develop in our mind. So as a part of our expressing our gratitude, because ashram does not require any gratitude, as a part of our giving homage to that, we thought the best way would be to make use of the Nama chanting to the maximum extent. So by the time we enter into the May session, and this Tirunamari session will also give us additional points. So 150 committed sadhakas are coming. There won't be any talk, there won't be any speech, there won't be anything, except Nama. Enthusiastically taking part, not as a routine. Connecting well with our various aspects of our life. So that then when we come out of the session, we don't have to make any additional this thing to connect. No. We automatically it connects. Oh, this is what we were chanting. Oh, this is the purpose for which we have been chanting. This is the purpose for which we have been chanting. Like that, it will come one by one, one by one, one by one. So the integration of Nama with our daily life becomes more and more closer. Anybody would like to say anything?
More question.
Yeah.
Those points, as seen here, are beautifully condensed. Are we able to find them in such form somewhere, somehow?
It will.
I could not take all 26 points.
We will give you. Those who want will give you, what do you call it? PDF. Will give it. Every time when we go through that, we also need, in some form it should be there, because it's coming in the board, and we will also display it here in this garden. So that every now and then when we come here, when we look at it, we get connected, we get it connected. Only through that process it becomes stabilized in us. Because we are not exclusively sitting with this. We are in the midst of various activities where the me and mine plays a dominant role. So to bring him into the picture, we have to often do that. It will be displayed here also. Those who want, they will get the, what do you call this?
PDF file.
PDF, no, soft copies.
Hard copy also you can give it.
We are trying to translate it into different languages. It will be translated in Tamil because Tirunamale, most of the participants are coming from Tamil Nadu. So they will be comfortable in their own language. So it will be there, both the 28 points and these 33 boards in Indian language. And on the last day, the idea is 20th and 21st it will have. 22nd will be a recap. Were we able to remember any of these dimensions throughout the chanting? At least the dimensions do we remember. So 28 we may not be. First 10 we will read and do we remember. First another 10, another 8, like that. Then the next question, we have seen the board. Will we be able to connect anything with that? Just like you ask now, somebody may say we would like to have. Then they can take a, nowadays,
Photographs.
technology is helping us to have a photograph and then preserve it in whatever shape we found. Because it will be in the form of a board. And those who want it, we will immediately take their number or email, send it to them. Everything is available for everybody. Anything else?
I had a question.
Yeah.
Earlier, you were talking about how all the different languages have names for things, but all of those things are just arbitrary. They're just names in different languages.
Labels.
Yeah. Labels.
Yeah.
But does like the tree, like the specific tree that I'm looking at, does it have a vibrational name that on some subtle level it's saying to us that we're not hearing?
Sure. That we are not now enjoying it because the label prevents us. The moment we look at it, the label we have given, we get stuck with the label.
How do we get past the label?
Everyone has to try in the morning. When you look at the tree without the label, what experience you get will be yours. Then you look at the label also. Then you will find it is not merely the label tree. Each one is unique. Each one has got its own characteristic. Though the sun is available for everybody equally, the air is available for everybody equally, water is available for equally, earth is available equally, space is available, but there is uniqueness, diversity. Suddenly you realize this. So far we have been looking, casually we are going. But such a deep reflective mood makes us realize all these common factors plus this unique factor. Then we look at ourselves. I am there. Though all my organs are functioning differently. I love all my organs. So the moment I understand that it is all my organs, similarly, there is one common denominator unifying everything. That we try to slowly.
What's the unifying? What is
Unifying factor.
What is it?
Creator. The first bijam, the first seed. The first seed of a tomato, the first seed of a chili, the first seed of a bitter gourd, the first seed of a coconut or jaggery, sugar cane.
The trick is to see the creator in the thing
Creator.
first.
Creator. Because we will not remember the creator. We look at the tree with a label. A mango tree. Oh, acha, acha, very nice, very nice, very nice. Bas. Then next you see another tree. Wait. It is also nurtured by some common factors. So you start thinking. A jackfruit tree, a bitter gourd is different from sugar cane. Sugar cane is different from chilies. Chilies is different from some tamarind. Each one have distinctive characteristics. But what is it that are common? All these things will help us. Not that this is a must. This will definitely help us to move towards our goal of realizing His presence within and without, the common denominator. I think please think over all these things. Today we have been given so many food for thought. And the first lesson we get by going through these boats is that our outer life is not disconnected with spirituality. That is the first tangible gain. There is no compartment like spiritual and worldly. Almost all, not all, sorry, many of the worldly aspects have been covered and linked to the spiritual aspect. And this is what Papa Mataji meant. They don't want anybody to separate. They don't want to leave anything. There is no divide between spiritual and worldly. We don't have to leave anything and go. No, not necessary. To know the real me and then react to the men and matters. That will give us not only joy within and also to joy without. Without knowing this, we become a problem to ourselves and a problem to others. I think that will do today. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Wow. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.